Good morning. Happy Monday. Billy Z here with Confideo, Building Confidence. So today I wanted to explore the question, what is post-traumatic stress? Is it a disorder? Is it an injury? And also, is it recoverable? So PTSD is essentially a very intense emotional reaction to a trauma. That trauma could be war, it could be a mortar, it could be experiencing rocket fire. It could also be a firefighter showing up at a fire, wondering, am I going to be hurt? It'd be a policeman who is responding to a 911 call and saying, what is happening on this scene? Do I need to use my taser? There's could be a result of a relational conflict that leads to thoughts being implanted in the mind, and memories and experiences that lead to a very intense response in the heart, response of anxiety, response of hypervigilance, which is very fast moving, a change in behavior in which our activities get hyper enhanced. I have to do thoughts like I have to do all these things so I don't get hurt again. I have to be very watchful and on guard and on edge because I don't know what's going to happen, and I want to be able to control the outcomes for me because I want to self-protect, right? PTSD can also manifest in re-experiencing that trauma. Certain triggers in the world, certain sights, smells, sounds can remind us of that time, that event, that trauma, and cause us to come into a place of hypervigilance again, a place of fear, a place of anxiety. And often a person suffering through that wants to isolate. You say, well, what's wrong with isolating? What's wrong with binging for a couple hours or days? Well, studies have shown that anxiety in the heart of a person leads to depression. And also that a person who isolates themselves is unconsciously seeking self-harm, because it's that isolation that leads us into a place of despair. And so then we ask the question, well, is this recoverable? Is there something that we can do about it as a caretaker, as a friend, as a commander, as a chief, as a police chief? The answer is absolutely yes. There is something that we all can do to build a community, a network to help. And so yes, I'm wearing a gray shirt. It's not the same one as yesterday. This is my workout shirt. I love cutoffs. So I'm building my physical strength, right? As a model, I'm looking for spiritual certainty. Also building a network of friends, or designing social security so that I know that people will help lift me out of that place of isolation, despair, and depression. I'm gaining mental clarity, controlling my thought life by allowing access to positive thoughts into my mind and implanting those, which creates the caboose. The emotions are the caboose. The emotions are what follows whatever it is we allow into our mind, and what we believe creates that emotion. So I am responsible. I'm responsible for what I create, right? So I use the hand model. Physical strength, spiritual certainty, social security, mental clarity, and emotional responsibility. Okay, these are the things that we work towards every day to build, to strengthen, to create. And so, that being said, we'll get more into that in more detail, more depth, especially at camp. But for now, what I discovered in my research in the last few years was, as a caretaker, there is a way to help show up for, to make a stand for, to be a leader in the lives of somebody suffering PTSD, PTSI. And that is PI, the PI model. Presence, inquiry, encouragement, right? So presence, how we show up for a person is very important. Do we show up as a commander, right? How do we help lift that person out of a place of isolation? Do they want to be lifted out? That takes time in building a relationship, building rapport, and showing up as a person of trust. That also is a function of inquiry. What questions are we asking? Am I asking from a place of condemnation, right? Which might lead that person suffering into more feelings of guilt and shame about themselves, or guilt about what they experienced or what they left. And so the way in which we show up for a person is very important, that we ask not only the right questions, but we do it from a place of love. I want to inquire with you because I care about you and I want to know about your life. And third, encouragement. How do we encourage somebody? Anxiety in the heart of a person leads to depression. But also a good word to a person implanted in their mind may help lift them out of that place of anxiety. Noticing what is good about the person, notice what they're doing right, and encouraging them. Listen, I'm here for you. I care about you. I love you. There's nothing you can do to break that bond of love that I have for you. I will always be there for you, no matter what. Your words do not impact me, but my presence for you is so strong, and I love you in such a way that I want to be your friend. We don't necessarily have to say all those things, but a person can feel it if we truly and genuinely believe that for them. And so pie, right? Built that model as a little bit of a funny device because everybody likes a piece of pie. Maybe it's apple, maybe it's pecan, maybe it's pumpkin. Maybe we eat the whole pie. You know what I mean? But we love a good piece of pie. And so remember that. Show up for people. Love them enough to ask the questions and leave them in a place of encouragement. You very well might be the person that helps bring healing into the life of a person suffering. If you got any questions, reach out to me. Bill Zielin, Zielin, @gmail.com. I love you. Have a great day.